After a unique offseason created by the coronavirus, the 2020 NFL campaign will kick off tonight when the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs host the Houston Texans at 7:20. Texans defensive end J.J. Watt doesn't need much motivation to go out and do his best, but he's being pushed by his brother, T.J. Watt, a linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. J.J. is a three-time Defensive Player of the Year. T.J. hasn't reached that plateau just yet, but he's well on his way. And J.J. loves that the two inspire each other on the field.
For me and TJ, playing the same position, fighting for the same things, trying to one-up each other at all times, there's nothing better than that. And so one of my favorite things after our games is to go in quick and see what his stats are during the game, or to turn on their game if it's on in the afternoon and watch. So now I'll be able to turn on that game and see both of them. But for me and TJ personally, there's obviously a whole lot of competition going on, and I have no plans on letting my little brother win anytime soon.
Ooh, digging the brotherly competition. A win tonight would give the Texans their first ever opening night victory in a Thursday night contest. The Steel Knights are practicing again as 6A and 5A teams are allowed back on the field starting this past Monday. The Knights expected to challenge Judson again for the district title in 27 6A. That includes Clemens and now Wagner, who's back in 6A. After going to the bi-district finals last year, the Knights want to extend their playoffs this season. Steel is led by Arkansas State commit quarterback Wyatt Beagle, who passed more than 2,400 yards and 20 touchdowns last season to go with 8 rushing touchdowns.
Like Coach said, welcome back, and I think that's good for everybody on the team. We've all been itching, we've all been ready to get back for a long time now. So getting to play against other people besides our teammates is always great.
It feels good. I'm excited, very excited. I'm pretty sure everyone out here is excited too, and we're just gonna get at it. We're gonna put the Steel Knight way.
The Knights are scheduled to kick off their COVID-delayed season on the week of September 24th, but their opponent has yet to be determined. And the big game in our big game coverage Friday features the number 5 Marion Bulldogs against number 6 Comfort Bobcats. Both are undefeated in their first 2 games of the season and are newcomers at 12's top 12's sub 5A poll. This will be Marion's home opener after edging out their first 2 opponents by just 1 point each against Karnes City and Goliad. But the Bobcats have dominated in their first 2 games, giving up only 6 points total against Bracken and Mason.
It's gonna be a tough game, I think, but if we come out there and just hit them hard like we did last week, we'll be fine.
Last year we worked our butts off, and we definitely did a lot better than we have in a while. And I just feel like we just continuously improve ourselves every single day this year. And Friday is gonna be pretty fun and exciting.
Yes, it is. Kickoff between Comfort and Marion is set for 7:30 p.m. Friday in Marion. And in Major League Baseball yesterday, Texas beat the Angels 7-3, and the A's edged out the Astros 3-2. I guess
they lost, so
just don't show it. We want to keep everybody happy today.
Speaking of happy, we're always happy when SA Live is cooking something up.
It's always a good sign when David Elder is wearing his apron.
Yes. Oh, yes. Today is a big day on SA Live. It's the Big Give, and there are so many wonderful organizations to donate to that need support. We share as many as we can today, but don't forget to check out thebiggivesa.org.
That's right. And first, we highlight a park near and dear to our hearts. Brackenridge Park Conservancy tells us the significance of the San Antonio icon.
Plus, Grandparents' Day is this weekend. We make DIY crafts that are perfect for showing to your grandparents how much you love them.
That's right. And a brand new season of Texas Eats starts this weekend. We give you a preview of what you can expect to see in the upcoming second season.
Then we interview local artist J.R. Herrera Band with a performance to follow.
And we want to know, if you had $1 million, which nonprofit would you donate to? There's a lot of them. I mean, you go down the list. You can donate to children, to animals, to families. I mean, the list goes on and on. But we want to know which one you want to donate to. So go to SA Live KSAT on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let us know.
Yeah, weigh in, and you may see your answer on the show in just a few minutes when SA Live continues.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
Today is the Big Give in San Antonio, but this year it's entirely virtual. The goal of the event, to help nonprofit organizations that are helping all of us.
It will last until midnight tonight, and the group hopes to raise $25 million for local nonprofits. If you'd like to donate, just head to thebiggivesa.org.
All right, and one last look as soon as this loads my radar. We have a couple of little showers out there now, and I can't rule out a sprinkle or two this afternoon into the evening hours, but overall just an unseasonably cool day. High temperatures topping out in the 60s and 70s across South Texas this afternoon. Enjoy.
Yes, head outside, enjoy it, because we get a whole day of it. Thanks, Katie.
Coming up on SA Live, we're going to be talking about the Big Give we just mentioned. And David Elder, you mentioned he was wearing his apron, so that's only can mean one thing.
That's right. He's a cooking. Or somebody's cooking and he's eating.
He's eating one of the two. We'll find out because SA Live starts right
now.
Today on SA Live, it's the Big Give. We share a list of local nonprofits that you can support in bettering our community.
And Grandparents' Day is coming up. It may be hard to be able to spend time with your grandparents right now, but we share some crafty ideas on how you can show them that you love it.
Plus, we all love music. We feature a local band that you can help support. It's all today on SA Live.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from the KSAT 12 studios. This is SA Live.
Oh, happy Give Back Thursday. Today is Hunger Action Day, and the Big Give kicked off at midnight last night, giving everybody here in South Texas a chance to do some good by donating to their favorite nonprofits, including the San Antonio Food Bank, which has been feeding more than 100,000 a week here in San Antonio for the past several months. Good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorostiza.
And I am David Elder. Mike Osterhage is off today. Now, since today is all about giving back, that got us thinking. We want to know, if you had $1 million, who would you donate it to? What nonprofit would you give it to? Which one?
I would go with a pit bull rescue.
That's adorable.
I've had pit bulls in the past. I think they get a bad rap. Okay, so I would go with the pit bull rescue.
We do so much with the Chihuahua rescue. I've done a couple stories with them. Like, I would love to see them with $1 million to see like how many more Chihuahuas they could get, because that would just be amazing to see like a bunch of Chihuahuas just running around. That's what I would go for. And we want to know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
At SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. Weigh in. Tell us which nonprofit you would give your money to, okay, if you had that $1 million, and you might see your answer a little later on in the show.
All right, the San Antonio Food Bank has been a lifeline for so many people during the pandemic, and they're sharing a salsa recipe with us today from one of their food kits. Check it out, it looks delicious. And we're gonna be making this recipe right now for you guys.
Yes.
Look at that.
Because they provided us with this recipe kit, all right, you're going to do the honors there, right? And start making
That's right. Now, they provided us with a little sheet. It actually has the ingredients right here. We have some of the ingredients in front of us. And the fun thing is, it's using canned items as well, which is really accessible, and some jarred items. I'm going to get going on this. We already have some corn and some black beans in the bowl here. They're already drained. And we have a hot and mild salsa. What are you? Are you hot or mild?
Hot. Maybe
today a little bit cooler, though. I love that the cold weather is here today.
I know,
cooler.
right? Thank
I'm a
goodness.
jacket person. I love jackets.
Okay, and so while David is getting that going, okay, we are going to go through some fun facts about the San Antonio Food Bank. Okay, with just $1, the food bank can provide 7 meals.
7? What? How many?
7 meals.
That's insane.
For just $1. $5 can feed a child for a week, and $10 can feed a whole family for a week.
Isn't that wild?
That's fantastic that they are able to do that, okay? The San Antonio Food Bank was featured on Ryan Reynolds' Instagram page this year after thousands of people lined up for meals.
That was wild. I remember that. That shot, it was kind of haunting a little bit, but it was also really good to know that we have an organization like that here in the Alamo City that can sustain that many people.
Right. How's it coming over there?
It's going great. I'm finishing this up. Got some lime juice. Do you like cilantro? Are you cilantro?
Of course.
Okay.
You know who doesn't? I don't think Mike does. Yeah, he doesn't like cilantro.
It's genetic. They said it's genetic. They said like some people think it tastes like soap. Actually, my wife is like that. She's not a cilantro fan. Here we go. We'll try a little bit. I'll put a little bit of pinch in there just on top, just to make it sparkle. There we go. Look at that. Super easy recipe. Don't make a mess when you do it. Don't be like David in the kitchen. I'm just throwing it in there.
It's smelling really good.
It smells really good. And you know what? I put my hands all over this, to be honest. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a bite out of this. You can join me if you want.
I have this one.
You have your own.
Okay, so
we prepared for this. That's great.
Taste yours, okay? And one more fact about the food bank, the average number the food bank serves more than doubled during the pandemic to 120,000 every week.
Wow. That is a really good recipe. Right? Yo, you just see me. I just made that on TV right in front of you. It's so easy. The salsa, the canned items, a little bit of cumin. The cumin is the kicker. That is delicious. Now, the food bank has over a lot of black bean and corn salsa recipes, but with great tortilla chips, this is really a delicious item right here. And it's so simple. And you add a little bit of veggies in your diet, you get it all going. This is where it's at. Now, this is a great way to kick off mentioning what the food bank does for everyone. And you can donate to the San Antonio Food Bank today. Just go to thebiggive.sa.org and search San Antonio Food Bank. We also have the link on our website, ksat.com. Just click the As Seen on SA Live tab.
All right, another great organization you might think about donating to if you love history and our San Antonio parks is the Brackenridge Park Conservancy.
That's right, Brackenridge Park is an iconic part of San Antonio. It's continuing to maintain and rebuild its important structures so that everyone can enjoy the benefits of the park.
What is the Brackenridge Park Conservancy? Well, it is an advocate of and a steward of the park, and an instrument for preserving its historical, natural, cultural, recreational, and educational opportunities. And the Conservancy is important to the park because it is the only organization that is tasked solely with preserving and advocating for Brackenridge Park. The historical significance of Brackenridge Park to me and my family is, in one sense, it's like anyone else who grew up in San Antonio. Some of my earliest memories of when I was growing up were here in the park, coming here with my grandmother to go to the zoo, to ride the train, to drive through the low water crossing. But also, I have an additional tie to the park in that my great-great-grandfather, who was Ludwig Mankey, as in Mankey Park, he was San Antonio's first parks commissioner. He was good friends with George Brackenridge, and he helped convince Brackenridge to donate the land for this park. And then he was very instrumental in the early development of Brackenridge Park. And I feel a strong connection to the park for that reason. And I would like to help bring this park into the 21st century, just as my great-great-grandfather brought it into the 20th century. You know, it is so important and vital to the city to preserve this park, because San Antonio would not be here, really, without Brackenridge Park, without the history of this park, which goes back almost 12,000 years. The source of the San Antonio River is just right up this way on the grounds of Incarnate Word. And the San Antonio River is the whole reason why this area was settled. This whole area where we're sitting is considered one of the premier archaeological sites in the state of Texas. There is so much history in this park that is so important to the history of this city, and also important actually to the history of the United States. Brackenridge Park really is a place of refuge for people to come and stroll through the wilderness area, stroll along the river itself, to picnic under these huge cypress trees here. It's really a huge stress reliever, and it sort of helps nourish the soul and our need to connect with the outdoors. It's important to help support Brackenridge Park Conservancy during the Big Give, because the Conservancy relies solely on donations. We depend on you. We depend on the citizens of San Antonio to help support our operations and our mission. And so anything that the citizens of San Antonio can do to help supply that, in terms of donations at any time of year, but particularly now during the Big Give, would be much appreciated and very much needed by the Conservancy.
All right, for more information on donating to the Brackenridge Park Conservancy, just go to thebiggivesa.org and search for the Brackenridge Park Conservancy, or head to salive.com and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, where we have provided a link. All right, later in the show, we provide a list of places you can donate to for the Big Give that you may not have heard of.
And we share a great way to celebrate Grandparents' Day this Sunday by making handmade crafts for them. That's what they love. That's next on SA Live.
Different for the next date night, or perhaps a fun spot for, hey, girls' night, David.
You know, I'm always looking for a good girls' night idea. You never know.
Let your creativity run wild at Pinspiration Craft Studio.
That's right. This is a new crafting studio located at Loop 1604 and Northwest Military. It includes the largest selection of crafts: paintings, acrylic pours, wood signs, dream catchers, home decor, and kids' crafts.
They even have a Jackson Pollock-inspired splatter room where you can let your imagination take over and maybe even take out some stress. The owner, Christine Marr, is giving us a sneak peek at this open studio. And what this means is that there are no set classes. You book a time that's convenient for you and pick from a seasonal craft or a tried and true DIY project. As you can see from the photos, there's plenty of space. You can keep your distance between others if you schedule a time to go get creative.
And there's something for everyone from ages 3 to 103. If they have a VIP party room, then you know they got to use it.
They do.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
That's where it's at.
Christine has invited us out there for some fall DIYs later in the month. But for today, we're all about grandparents and celebrating them as we head into Grandparents' Day weekend. This is your warning. Get a card, do something. Okay?
That's right. So here's a sample of some fun projects you can do for a theme of it. Now, this one's called the brag board. Mm-hmm. And every grandparent wants to brag about their grandkids, or, you know, maybe they have some fur babies, some, you know, grand fur babies, things like that. This is a really cool way of doing it, and it's using some really simple items. And then we also have some other fun stuff as well. We have a note photo holder here. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. And that one, I mean, gosh, photos are like what is up. When you're a grandparent, you just want photos of everything. And I feel like that's something that's kind of transformed with electronic media. Now that we have phones and stuff, it's kind of not the same. My grandfather used to like whip out his wallet and he have all the photos in it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was cool. Well, you still want that. So this is a really cool way of presenting those photos. That's fun.
And all it is it's just this little block, and you put that little note holder right here in the top. Mm-hmm. And then you can just decorate the block and personalize it with whatever you want it to be. If you want it to spell out, a word, okay, or you can draw your heart there and fill it in. I'm just gonna
look
all kinds
of paint. What do you have in that bag?
It's a little bag. I've got all sorts of stuff. Yes, okay. There's all sorts of colors of paints.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start painting that. Or what? There are stencils.
That's good.
Right here.
I would need stencils for sure.
You'll find out when we do. There are stencils. Look at that.
That's cool. So you can use stencils on, and really it's kind of dealer's choice, right? You just paint them however you want. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to go for the it's almost like a pink kind of magenta color.
I don't want to spill.
You have a lot of options over there.
I do have a lot of messy options.
A lot of messy options. I know. Watch out.
Okay.
But there you go. Are you going to freehand it?
Well, yeah.
You are wild.
What? I'm just trying to stay in the lines.
When you've been crafting for as long as we have here on SA Live.
Oh, we crafting.
Yeah, you craft hard in the game. Now, you're bold though. I like it.
Okay.
You're going for the heart outline. Uh-huh. That's a really good heart, Fiona.
Well, somebody drew it for me ahead of time, so thank you to whoever freehanded the heart.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that, but that looks really good. See? I'm just gonna stand here and act like I made this brag board. I'm gonna brag about it. Yeah, I'm gonna brag about it. This is really, you know what I would want to, I think would be really cool is like key hooks, key rings, things like that. Because if you put this at the front, you can hang other kinds of things on it as well. But that is like a little versatile crafting gift. And parents, grandparents, we all love when our kids make us something. My kid hasn't made me anything yet. He's only 2.
Look at how
I'm
sweet.
Looking forward to it.
You can even put, instead of photos, you can put little signs.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
That's
All right?
fun.
And then you can hang stuff maybe over there.
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so we'll put it in action.
So in addition to photos,
bam,
maybe a little note.
There you go. Look at that, the brag board.
All right. Well, for more information on Pinspiration, which is located over there in Chavano Park, just head on over to SALive.com and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab. All right, still ahead. David gives us a preview of the all-new second season of Texas Eats as he visits new restaurants across the Lone Star State.
And next on SA Live, there are so many places in our community that need our support. We share a list of San Antonio nonprofits that you can donate to during the Big Give.
Welcome back to SA Live. Well, it's a big day for hundreds of local nonprofits looking to raise money for great causes. The Big Give is today, and if you're not sure which organization to give to, we have a few ideas.
That's right. Earlier we told you about how much good you can do for the people in need by giving in San Antonio Food Bank, but you can also help out by giving Meals on Wheels here in San Antonio.
They deliver meals to the homes of local seniors. Of course, the pandemic has presented new challenges to meal delivery, but our local Meals on Wheels chapter says it's also strengthened their services. Just $10 can buy 2 nutritious meals for our senior neighbors.
That's great. You may have seen this group on our show before. Dress for Success empowers women and men to transform their lives with new careers. They do consultations and resume building, and they even outfit people who need new clothes for interviews. With the rise of COVID, we've seen a spike in child abuse cases, but Child Safe is here to help those children. Their mission is to restore dignity, hope, and trust to children traumatized by abuse and neglect. A donation of $100 will buy essential coping kits that lower anxiety for up to 8 children.
Another great organization that helps kids, SJRC Texas, or St. Jude's Ranch for Children. Every day, they serve more than 200 youths who have survived severe abuse and provide a home for them. Just $15 will buy snack packs for the kids.
Thrive Youth Center serves and houses LGBTQ young adults who are facing homelessness. During the months of October and November of this year, Thrive will move 35 local youths out of the homelessness areas and into their own apartments, which that is huge. Just $35 will give 1 youth starter supplies for their new home.
Our Inclusion Tuesday friends at Morgan's Wonderland are also participating in the Big Give today. They provide a safe, clean, and fun environment for everyone to enjoy with free admission for guests with special needs. Just $10 will help put a smile on their faces.
Oh, I love guide dogs. I always want to pet them, though, whenever I see them, which you're not supposed to do. You're not allowed to.
They're working.
They're working dogs. Guide Dogs of Texas provides freedom, mobility, and independence to people in Texas who are legally blind and need service animals. Your money will go to help groom, feed, and train service dogs for the blind.
And we can't forget about all of our incredible schools all over the San Antonio area. Their PTOs are working hard to raise money for students and teachers today during the Big Give. Chances are you'll probably find your children's school district represented.
We wish we had time to mention every great nonprofit in the Big Give today, but our show is only 1 hour long, so we can't do that. So we're going to send you over to the Big Give website, thebiggivesa.org, where you can search for any participating nonprofit at the top of the page.
Now, we have links to all the nonprofits we mentioned today on our website, SALive.com. You know what to do. Just click on the As Seen on SA Live tab. Still ahead on the show, support local bands. We talk with the J.R. Herrera Band and find out how musicians have had to find ways to keep performing.
And I give you a preview of the next Texas Eats season starting this Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning right here on KSAT 12. I dive into new restaurants with unbelievable food combinations. That's next.
Well, an all-new season of Texas Eats has arrived, and I hope you're hungry.
Yes, that's right. I check out new restaurants and find out how they've been adapting to the pandemic. And of course, I taste even crazier food combinations than ever before. That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm all over the place. We're actually, this is Fredericksburg, and I'm really making sure that even though we're currently in the middle of a pandemic and it's been really hard to kind of travel and kind of persuade people to travel, you want people to be safe.
Right.
But I'm just trying
to... Has it been tough?
It has been tough. And the hardest thing is seeing a lot of friends in the restaurant and food industry lose their business. I think that's been the hardest thing. And I've always, since I started doing this, I've always wanted to make it my goal to help promote them and put them in a positive light to help spread the message that, hey, you got to come check out this restaurant. And now that they need us more than ever, I feel like this has become more of a resource for these local businesses to really push that message out even more. I'm just excited to do it. I get to eat the food.
Oh, yes, and we're always jealous when we see you eating the food, but it's always good, to think about that and to support local when you can.
That's right. You have to. You have to. This right here, look at that. That's just a big old fried zucchini. Doesn't it look good?
It does look good, even from this angle.
But here's a preview of the new season of Texas Eats.
Let's see what's on the menu at Sunset Grill.
The buckhorn burger, medium.
They have a large menu offering decadent brunch favorites, like their scratch-made caramelized banana French toast. Texas toast gets dipped in a bucket of thick custard-like batter composed of eggs, heavy cream, and seasonings, and then it gets sizzling on a flat top. Once the toast is ready, it gets served on a plate and topped with caramelized bananas and loads of powdered sugar.
If you love French toast, you need to try this dish.
Let's go inside El Bucanero.
Joining us now is Elizabeth Cervantes. She is the general manager and daughter out here at Bucanero, and there's a ton of delicious food in front of us.
Yes,
this
sir.
is a family-owned business.
It is. We have mom, dad, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, babies. They're all here. They're all here.
Talk to me what's going on over here. This looks like these cans are loaded up with all kinds of sauce and seafood.
This is like the cool, what I usually see with customers when they come in, it's like, dude, you got to try the pachanga. So when you're passing by, so the pachanga is a 6, it can either be Modelo or Tecate Light, 6 cans, and they're topped off with the shrimp, with a little bit of secret sauce on top and cucumbers, and it's a really big hit.
Look at that. And you just go in for it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna try it. Is there a right way to eat it?
Go for it. I said go for it. Whatever you guys, go for it.
Artie's Burgers is a Cibolo, Texas burger joint that's been slanging out seriously tasty burgers since 2011. The buns for the Juggernaut are custom baked by Bedoy's Bakery and are sliced fresh to order. They are then buttered and toasted on a flat top. The burger patties are handmade 1-pound patties using beef from Boulder's Meat Market. The burger comes with your choice of pepper jack, Swiss, or American cheese. And the cheese gets steamed to melty perfection. On the burger comes mustard, pickles, tomatoes, lettuce, and onions in that order, with the 3 huge 1-pound patties with cheese added on top.
Let's see what's cooking at Bobby's Cafe. Since 1972, Bobby's Cafe has been serving up massive plates of food for hungry guests. But before it was a restaurant, it was a truck stop. Now, Bobby's grandson, Greg Ferris, runs the restaurant.
If they're not family, they've been here long enough to be considered family. I have a waitress that's been with us, with my family, for like 40 years.
Wow.
Since they opened, one of the most popular items on the menu has been their homemade SOS biscuits and gravy with eggs, hash browns, bacon, and sausage.
Wow, looking forward to that new season.
I'm super excited, y'all. I mean, so many places that we're going to be diving into, so many different places. Even a place, get this, nobody's heard about this place, it seems like, except if you live on the south side. And it's Bobby's Cafe that we're just on.
Right.
They've been around since 1972. They were a truck stop formerly, and now they're like this cafe that's like the secret. Like, don't tell anybody about it because they don't want everybody to know. It is phenomenal food. It's like crazy hill country diner food, but in the middle of the south side.
Bobby's not a secret anymore.
Bobby's not a secret anymore. But you gotta watch this Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning to watch all of these all the way through.
All right, looking forward to it. And still ahead, we rock out to music from J.R. Herrera Band and find out how to support local musicians during this time.
And next, get state-of-the-art vision care from South Texas's experienced and dedicated leaders.
Well, we are all looking at our screens a whole lot more. TVs, your phones, and of course computers for video conferences. And well, that's not really great on our eyes, but regular eye exams can catch and even prevent serious eye health problems. Joining us now to tell us more is Dr. Ariane Pink, an optometrist with Medical Center Ophthalmology Associates. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, besides good old eye strain, how can increased screen time really affect our eyes?
Well, it will primarily affect the eyes by leading to dry eye. Studies have actually shown that when we're on a screen, we blink about 60% less. That's a huge problem because blinking is how we get new tears on the eye.
Also here with us today is Dr. Khalil Harbi, an ophthalmologist. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, thanks for having me.
Okay, regular eye exams, how important are they? They can catch and prevent serious eye conditions, right?
Yeah, so it is a public health concern. Visual impairment causes decrease in quality of life, as well as morbidity and mortality. Most common eye diseases here in the United States that we see are cataracts, diabetes affecting the eyes in multiple ways, glaucoma, which can be very silent, robbing of your vision, as well as macular degeneration.
Getting a regular eye exam is basically the old adage, an ounce of prevention, right?
Yes, sir. The way we look at it from the eye perspective is there are a lot of times I've had patients come in, never had an eye exam. We'll find cancers, we'll diagnose them with changes with diabetes. They've never been aware they have diabetes. Diabetes can cause, as a lot of people know, multiple health conditions in terms of heart attack, stroke, and that can prevent death as well. So extremely important. Glaucoma doesn't have any symptoms a lot of times, so patients won't notice anything until it's too late. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do once they've had enough damage to that nerve. We can't bring that vision back. So the only way is with regular screening.
Well, also joining us this afternoon is Dr. Andrew Davis. Good afternoon, doctor.
Hey, good afternoon.
All right, MCOA has 26 clinical trial studies that are currently enrolling patients. What can you tell us about those?
At MCOA, we have ongoing anywhere from 20 to 30 trials at all times, ranging from pediatric myopia to age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, or diabetic eye diseases.
So who's eligible to enroll in these studies?
Well, certainly if you've been told you have one of those diseases, or if you're interested, maybe it runs in the family, interested in getting evaluated for those conditions, we can definitely, see you in and see if you're a candidate.
Okay, how about LASIK? We always hear a lot about that. Do you all do that?
We do LASIK. And now that you mentioned, we are running a special currently, 20% off.
You can book your free LASIK consultation today and save 20% on your LASIK procedure with Medical Center Ophthalmology Associates. Just call 210-697-1122. And for more information, visit mcoaeyecare.com. Thank you all very much.
Next, we hear from local musicians, J.R. Herrera Band, as they share stories of how they've managed to keep performing this year. That's next on SA Live.
From teaching in the classroom to following his dream to become a country musician, J.R. Herrera is living his Texas tale through his songs. In 2017, he formed the J.R. Herrera Band here in San Antonio, and they performed throughout the Lone Star State. And while big shows have been put on hold, the latest single is climbing its way up.
Okay, so tell me what's been happening with the band during this time. Well, it's been 6 months now, right? That we've been in this quarantine life?
Right before this started, our last band show was March 15th, which, we played at 151 Saloon. And a few days later, it got shut down, right, like that Monday or Tuesday. And then briefly opened it back up in June. Remember, for a few weeks, we kind of tested the waters, I guess. And we played a show on June 12th at Old Main Ice House in Cibolo, and that went great. We had a great time, but then it got shut down again.
What have you learned from all of this as a musician?
Oh man, up until, I moved here about 3.5 years ago, started the band 3 years ago or so, and it was just trying to work to get busier and busier, to get as busy as I could in the band and that kind of thing. And then about 6 months before quarantine, our schedule was just slammed. Like I was just busy all the time. And so I was kind of like, I kind of felt like I needed a week off or something. Like to just take a week off and just like, all right, cool. And then get going again. But as soon as this happened, like a month into it, I was like, man, it made me realize how grateful I was for my music.
You have your fans and your followers, so are you kind of going to Facebook and doing some things there too then for them?
As far as a band, we've done, like last week we did a Facebook live stream at Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos. So that was fun. We've been trying to do just like Facebook live streaming videos. Another thing that we did right before this happened was we released our first single to Texas radio. This was February 21st. So that song, it just kind of worked out. I felt like this was a good time to release that as a single. I actually got the idea from that song when I used to be a performer on Carnival Cruise Lines before I moved to San Antonio. And I did that for a few years. And I got the idea from a good buddy of mine, Caroline Picard, who's a comedian. And we would always finish our shows about the same time. And we were in the front of the boat having a drink one night. She said, I have this idea for the song about this kid who goes into a bar kind of thing. Kind of gave me like an overall idea of it. I said, and let me try to write the song. I really liked the concept of it, It was basically about being humbled, by somebody with more experience and life lessons, and not in a church, but a bar. And so I wrote it, and it took me about 6 months to write. And I actually finished writing this song the day after my mother passed away, right? So this song is very special to me.
And how does this former science teacher feel about seeing his name on the country music charts?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But it feels great. It feels really good to just have songs that I've written just be played and people liking them. And now I'm just like the song debuted on the top 100 at number 77 last week. So I was just ecstatic about it. I feel like I'm a bigger fan than I am an entertainer or like an artist. So I'm just super crazy about the idea that my name's next to some of these big guys who have been in it forever.
After the break, you get to hear the new single, Tonight I Went to Church. Stay right here on SA Live.
Tomorrow on SA Live, it's a day of patriotism, service, and remembrance, how one local business is honoring 9/11 and the heroes from that day.
Plus, helping out in our community. We're rolling up our sleeves and getting work, pitching in at a local nonprofit. Join us for a special SA Live tomorrow at 1.
Earlier, we asked you if you had $1 million, which nonprofit would you give it to? And April says Texas, I believe that's EQ Search, Mounted Search and Recovery, but we could easily spread the love between so many nonprofits. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's your $1 million. You do whatever you want, April.
Joyce says, I would give to the Feral Cat Coalition.
Ooh, is that like a coalition of feral cats?
Sounds like.
There's a lot in my neighborhood. Erica, I couldn't choose just one nonprofit. I'd split it between all the local animal rescues.
There you go,
Erica.
Yes. Karen says, Guide Dogs of Texas, giving mobility to the sight impaired.
Let's see. Rachel says, I adopted my Max from Pets Alive, so I would donate to them or the Humane Society.
And Amanda says, Good Samaritan Community Services. They help so many at-risk children and provide for local families.
That's a good one, too. And Carrie says, Footbridge Foundation. We adopted our Lily from them, and they are amazing. Is that a little puppy?
Look at that picture. Yes, it looks like a puppy.
Oh, my goodness. A little puppy.
Patricia says, County Line Community Band.
Well, that's a fun one. And Jean says, Texas Hill Country Pink Warriors.
All right. Okay, so we want to make sure, don't forget, you can still donate to so many great local nonprofits during the Big Give today.
That's right. Now we leave you with a new performance from the J.R. Herrera Band off their new album. Guys, take it away.
Hello, this is JR from the JR Herrera Band. Just wanted to let you all know we just recently released our second single to Texas radio entitled Tonight I Went to Church. This is a song about a young man who is humbled and who learns life lessons in a bar. This is Tonight I Went to Church. In some little town, different dive, same old Wednesday crowd. There he sat at the end of the bar, gray hair loose and a half-smoked cigar. He said, I feel what you're feeling right now, and I've seen the best all fall down. Tonight I went to church. From a life lived wrong I heard the word. That night he changed my mind at the last place to learn wrong from right. I saw the devil and I saw the light. He looked at me, he asked for two more. He said, I've been through the best and I've lived through war. Yeah, I pray for those affected and misled. I don't hurt others over thoughts in my head. Stories of lost pain and doing without. Every lesson and every doubt. Tonight I went to church. From a life lived wrong I heard the word. That night he changed my mind at the last place to learn wrong from right. I saw the